All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Duplace here, back with some more content. Hold on, let me fix the webcam thing. It was perfectly fine. There was nothing to fix. And today we're checking out. You can download Steam games on Android now that we have the translation layer and SteamOS is on ARM. Even though we could do it before that announcement, we can now play PC games on Android. Let's get
This
into it.
video is sponsored by
Cyberdopamine, one of my favorite new creators.
Cyberdopamine here. So if you told me that you could download games directly from Steam onto your phone and actually play them, I wouldn't believe you. But this is Valheim, Witcher 3, Silksong, Skyrim, Hate, Dark Souls, and a few others running on my Android devices.
Life
As
of
some of
Pi.
you have seen, there's an app on Android called GameHub. And this GameHub app has had some updates.
Got a scratch on the screen. That bothers me so
download
much.
Steam games onto an Android phone and actually play them natively. But on top of that, there's Steam Sync. You can basically put down your game on the PC or your Steam Deck and then turn it back on your phone and pick up where you left off. I'll show you compatibility, I'll show you performance, and just the reality of like playing games from Steam on your phone. Setting it up is super simple. You download the app, it's called GameHub, it's free. I would assume it's free with a catch. Privacy might be a concern, it might not. Personally, I don't really.
I wouldn't even be surprised because you're getting literal PC compatibility. So something's gonna be like the what's the word? The catch, the trade-off, Yeah, that's the word I was looking for.
Once you download this app, it just presents you with like this basic home screen. You can connect it to your Steam account. And with this, you want to use your authenticator. You don't want to log in naturally, but you connect to your Steam account. And then right then and there, you have access to your Steam library. And when you look through, you'll see like green
Look at him
dots,
filming with an
or
iPhone.
Yellow dots. Verified, non-verified. And so, of course, I've downloaded all of the green dots for this device and a couple of the yellow dots, and I've attempted to play some of the games that don't have any dots on them at all. So now let's talk about performance. So the phone I'm using for this video is the Red Magic 10 Pro. It's got the Snapdragon 8 Elite inside of it. So
I really like that dog. I was wondering when he was gonna connect the controller to it, and then he did in that 2-second segment.
Snapdragon 8 Elite inside of it. So this is the craziest freaking thing. This is Lies of
I walked
P.
added years to my lifespan.
Is a Souls-like freaking Steam game, right? Xbox, PlayStation, and I'm playing it on this Red Magic 10 Pro, and it looks absolutely insane. Seeing these graphics running on this phone blew me away, and it made me question the reality of like the power in our pockets. These things can run games with a little bit of.
I wonder to myself, how much overhead is the translation leaving? I'd really love to know like the statistics on that, but that's getting super technical, and I don't think most people are gonna get into that. So I guess that's just for me to ponder. Maybe Valve will talk about it in a new interview. I think they said what, 20% CPU emulation, CPU overhead for FEX. That's on the
optimization.
the Steam frame though.
A lot of games to run very freaking smooth. So why hasn't the iPhone and Android market tapped into real gaming? Why do we have to stick with these like cringy mobile games with a ton of ads,
hyper casual
graphics? And I did some research, and
I guess because they're easy to make.
Here in a bit, but let's just get back to this
cheaper too
experience. So when I'm indoors, you can see I'm hovering at around like 30 FPS, give or take. When I walk outside, my frame rate gets super low, obviously, and my phone gets very hot. So hot where I actually had to put it in the
not surprising.
A little break. But what's crazy is that this game on this Android phone connected to my this Razer Kishi Ultra, and I'm very confident I can play it start to finish. I got to the first hotel, I beat the first boss on it, I had no issues.
And as he says that makes me wonder, what graphic settings does he have it on? Is it not on the lowest? I would think it's not on the lowest, so it probably could go even lower than what it is, and maybe you'll see better sustained performance.
But just imagine what a little bit of optimization could do in regards to that frame rate. And here's a look at Witcher 3. And I mean, like, look, we're getting 40 frames per second up and down.
This one isn't too surprising considering there's a Switch port. Granted, that was handcrafted for that
Give or
specific piece of
take.
hardware, but
But
yeah.
that is completely playable. Sometimes, like if I run super fast with Roach or in person, like you'll
It's a mid 2010s game, so I'm
notice
not too
the frame
surprised
rate
on
start
this
to
one. But it's
stutter.
still really
But
impressive
like,
though.
I mean,
Not that this phone itself doesn't have the power to run the game. It's the fact that it's translating
guys,
the
40 frames per
x86 version
second
to ARM.
for most of the time. And maybe that stuttering is just an optimization. I mean, you're seeing it right here. This
An
is running
Android port of
natively.
Witcher
There's
3
no
would be
freaking cloud
flawless.
buffoonery. It's legit. Also, you guys don't have to sub if you don't want to sub. But if it's
My guy, you don't need to keep saying that. We're gonna sub. I've been
your vibe, you
subbed.
tell me what I can do to improve my videos. Obviously, I'm giving you the big juicy
Honestly, no complaints. It's been pretty good. I
games
can't even think
first,
of
but now
anything.
let's boil it down
You're
to
already
like
really
the
good.
simple ones, right? Dave the Diver, Valheim, you know. And this is where it starts to get super freaking crazy because then you can start to comprehend how doable and how legit running Steam games is on Android. I first want to give a shout out to Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build and launch your website. Hosting, design, and your domain in one place. I'll show you how simple the design site is. Start by picking a template that already looks clean, then open the style editor. You can change fonts, swap color palettes, and tweak spacing live. It's all visual, no code. You can flip the preview from desktop to mobile and it instantly reflows so you can see exactly what visitors will see. That's the whole vibe with Squarespace. You pick a look, you make a few tweaks, and you've got something that feels custom without headache. Head to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/cyberdopamine to save 10% off your first website or domain. Thank you, Squarespace. This Red Magic 10 Pro has a very weird screen resolution, but I entered it a downscaled custom version that fits this aspect ratio, and my performance skyrocketed. It got really pretty freaking good. What's awesome is because the screen is so small, you can afford to play at a much lower resolution and you'll get that much more frames out of it. Here's Valheim. Valheim runs amazingly well, completely playable. And here's the craziest freaking part about playing these games.
Those graphics are
We've
abysmal,
got,
though.
the Xbox Ally running on Windows, right? Then you have the Steam Deck. The Steam Deck does sleep mode very freaking well, right? You press the button and it goes to sleep. You pick up where you left off a couple hours later. Look at this. I just press the sleep button. My phone will not draw any power. It pauses everything. And then I literally, overnight, I woke up this device in the middle of Lies of P. And boom, I was exactly where I left off. The sleep function works so freaking well. Okay, so here's Dave the Diver. And now we're entering an
And you know what's better than the Steam Deck sleep too, because the Steam Deck drains a few percentage throughout the course of the day. But phones, they stay virtually at the same
These are
percentage.
the games where you can genuinely just play them whenever you want to play them. And you can sink hours into these games. And most likely, don't quote me on it, but you probably won't run into really any problems. Like, you can genuinely play on these games whenever you like for however long. But as you can see here with Dave the Diver, it looks great. It runs amazing. We're only drawing just a couple watts of power. And with the sleep resume function, you can put it in the back burner, go do YouTube or whatever, and come back whenever you like. This makes Dave the Diver very easy to play on. Here's another one, Octopath Traveler. And I haven't put too much time into this game on these devices, but I do know for a fact that you can comfortably play these games with really no issues, no stress in the back of your head. Same goes for Silksong. Silksong runs amazing on these devices. And if you don't have a Snapdragon 8 Elite, you've got like a lower end handheld or lower end phone, it's still going to work really well. But yeah, if you're more into like retro games, there's so many that have been optimized and like work really well. I'm more into like the AAA 3D titles, you know what I mean? So in order for these games to run, they're given presets. So basically when I open up a game, I'm kind of like how Proton works with a Steam Deck. Essentially, I'm opening up a Windows container. I'm emulating Windows, and then I'm playing the game through Windows. There's different driver variants. There's like a lot of things you kind of have to do to configure the right settings occasionally on the games that aren't verified already. And I personally haven't messed too deep in with it. I just wanted to show off how easy it is now to kind of play these games and where we're at with this technology on these phones. But yeah, there sometimes like you gotta hop on the Reddit, you gotta hop on the GPT and take some pictures of your screen and ask what's going on, because it can get a little complicated. I'm not fully educated on what makes these games run and how they work. Okay, say you have an Android smartphone that doesn't have cooling, which is 99% of them, and you've got, like a Samsung Galaxy, for example. Is this the kind of thing where you'd want to like actually download it, install games, and play games on them? For smaller games like Dave the Diver, Octopath Traveler, maybe even Valheim, like those are fun to play on these Android devices. But the heavier games like Lies of P or Witcher, you can totally do it, but it's just not going to be the smoothest experience, because if you play for too long, it might get too hot. I don't know what it's like to put 10 or 20 hours into a game on an Android phone, so I really couldn't tell you, like, if you really treated it like you would a handheld, what your experience would be like. I do know it would be a good experience for the smaller games. The heavier ones, man, give it a little bit of time, or just try it out and let me know how it goes. Yeah, we're starting to see publishers post their games. For some reason, Netflix is publishing Red Dead on iPhone. I don't know why or what, but it's something crazy. I don't know where the outro went. It just disappeared on the timeline. So this is just me saying peace out, y'all. Like, freaking sorry it was so abrupt, like we're dealing with this, but I mean, you get the vibe. I don't know where it went, but thanks guys.
Is this
for watching the
iMovie?
video. Peace. Also, this is freaking sick. This is where I'm at when I upload this video. We're almost at 100K. Yeah, okay.
That ending. But yeah, it's pretty awesome. I know I was spaced out at the end there, but yeah, he's a pretty chill guy on the 11 Pro. Yeah. And it's only going to get better with Valve's work for the Steam frame. Yep. Give them 3 to 5 years. Hey, this wasn't clickbait. Nope. It used to be clickbait because you'd always see those videos that would be like, "Oh, GTA 5 on Android," and it's Indian scammers. But now it's like it's real now. It's real. Yeah, I'm gonna go record my last video now and go edit. Yeah. See y'all in the next one. Goodbye.